Oh, yeah. Thank you, Cedric, for teeing it up. Welcome, LinkedIn Live or LinkedIn fam. That's what Cedric says. Cedric's on the other side of the camera. Yes, it is. What is it? 10:39 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, broadcasting to you live from Seattle, Washington, in DevHub's headquarters. I am your host, Mark Michael, CEO, co-founder of DevHub. I am obviously working in the office. I've been working in the office the last 2 weeks. The rest of the team is obviously remote. And I mean, today I wanted to share. Oops. I'm posting this on my personal. So I've always been extremely skeptical of work from home, remote work, even though we're in tech. And at the end of the day, like when this thing started, obviously all my predictions were kind of wrong. This is going to blow over in a week. We're now in week 8 or 9. And, the transition for us to fully work from home, remote, whatever you want to call it, was basically seamless. And, if anything, if you're running, again, to be totally honest with you, we're very fortunate to be running a tech company. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of other companies who, will probably not make it through this pandemic, who have been in business for years. I mean, probably longer than even us at 13 or 12 years. But being in tech and being in the right type of tech is a little bit of the opportunity or luck that we were graced with, that working from home and continue to run the business and have customers that are still, bullish on our software and the solutions we provide has been like truly amazing to see. I mean, I got off our Monday morning call, which is where kind of this video, I told Cedric, I was like, let's do a LinkedIn Live on running the tech company because we're slammed busy. And, as someone who enjoyed the camaraderie of the team in the offices, I always think of ourselves as kind of the indie label in this town. The big thesis is I think we can build $1 billion business with under 200 employees. I don't care. Like, that's how we're going to do it. We've been through raising a bunch. We've been through hiring and firings and all this stuff. And, all of it's super hard, but I think we are battle tested to be able to get through this pandemic in a way that I think a lot of other maybe founders couldn't. And so I wanted to put this video out there to be like, okay, here's some like kind of lessons learned. One, every single day at 3 p.m., we basically have kind of an all hands ish kind of meeting. Sometimes it goes 10 minutes, sometimes it goes an hour, where the teams respectively, sales, marketing, mainly development, and kind of client update stuff like that, they're basically talking. We're all kind of connecting. But I really do feel like my role of asking like how people are doing, what can I do for you? Like it's all part of it. Like your teams need to see, or the company needs to see, and don't forget, the company's just people. Like they need to see like you're still into this thing, right? Like mentally, like you can fall off and be like, why is this happening? Which again, like I get it, man. I was that person, back in the day, but now that this is happening, it's like we're totally ready for it. And so one of the things, that I wanted to share was like, being there for your team. And even though like you sometimes can't tell like how your actions kind of affect the team, the idea of you just being present every day, is so huge. I mean, I actually believe we will be a bigger company once this whole thing, I'm not gonna say blows over, but like as it evolves, I think we'll be a bigger company because of it. This idea of data powered experiences, which is our kind of our thing, has never been more important than ever right now, right? Like at the end of the day, like customers want to know, is that restaurant offering takeout, or is that store have this in stock, or can I do how do I find this bit of information? And if that information is not current or, relevant, and being able to do that at scale across a lot of, sites or landing pages or different versions of experiences, I just don't know if, um, the consumer is happy. And so seems honestly, like in a weird way, that's like basically it. In a weird way, it is just it's being there kind of for your team. I will tell you, in my personal opinion, I think running a tech company right now, assuming it's something that could survive this pandemic, um, is something that if you've ever considered running a tech company, now is the time you probably should launch it. I don't think it's I don't think it's like I'm going to wait till this. It's like I would go for it now. I mean, you think about like Twilio and Zoom. I guess Uber conference too. Like anything that's able to help people be more efficient, and the cost is decently low-ish. Like now is the time, man. I would launch it. You have the world's attention. Like people are glued to some screen, sometimes three screens, right? I got my watch, my phone, and my laptop. And in a weird way, there's a TV right over here too. Like we're all glued to like 3, 4 screens. So it's like, why you should launch something right now. I'm still posting this. I'm live talking candidly about running DevHub during this. Yeah. Cedric, is there anything that you would want to know or you think the audience would want to know?
If I was the audience, what would I want to know?
I mean, I would say candidly, so like we've had to make some sacrifices. Some of our people have had to take cuts. We did have to furlough. But just so again, I feel like just telling you the truth and being candid in a way that you realize that there's other humans out there, like helps the situation. Like I'm not gonna pretend like, oh, we came out unscathed. Like it's not over. And we're very aware of that. And we've extended discounts to customers. So, we've extended this idea of an innovation credit to customers too, where we won't bill for certain development work or any kind of innovations or things that help them use our technology better, which typically would be put under managed services or professional services. I would also tell you that, we work with just over 154 brands. If you can see that board right there. Oh, wow, you can see it. Look right there. 154 plus brands that, as they want more things from one provider, like we're saying yes to more things than we ever have, because it just makes sense. Like it's so hard to get in with these companies, and all of a sudden we're going to say, hey, we don't want to do it because we're just going to stay in our lane. Like at a certain point, we need to flex our muscle too, because we can totally do it. And so if you're working with brands and you have this one narrow thing and you've gotten some depth in that narrow thing and you want to expand in either direction, I think personally I would do it. You don't have to. Again, we're two different people. I always tell people the first 10 pages of business are written. After that, you're on your own. I mean, there's never been a time where there's been $4 trillion companies in the world. They're on their own. These companies will never go bankrupt, basically. So, I mean, like, go for it. Like, no one's going to say anything. As long as you're not hurting anybody, you're basically invincible. That's it. Again, if you have any questions you want answered by someone who's actually doing it, feel free to reach out. That's it.